There goes my outfitter. Driving off. Now I am all alone in the middle of the Canadian wilderness. This is going to be awesome. All right. This entry actually starts with about a 350 meter portage. Taking half the gear over. Now I got to go back and get the canoe and the other half. We didn't even leave the parking area before we ran into our first problem. The yoke that my outfitter had didn't fit this canoe. So that left me yokeless. So apparently this is the old-fashioned way to do it. You lash your paddles to the canoe and you make a yoke. So we're going to see how this works. The hard part will be I'll never be able to recreate that knot that he tied those on there with. Or I'll spend half my time doing it, but we'll see. So let's carry a canoe. When I pick this up, it'll be the first time I've ever carried a new canoe in my life. So don't laugh at me. Well, it doesn't seem to be too horrible. All right, we're off. Down the trail we go. On the water. Lake number 1 is just a little lake with a long 700 meter portage after that. This will be a good one to get my bearings and get the feeling for the canoe. Alright, I think I found the first portage. Come out from over there. We're supposed to come down here and skirt around this little bit here. There's this huge blowdown in it. I don't know how to get over that with the canoe. So I think I'm going to come down here, move everything over, load up, and paddle across this little bit here. Hope this wind lays down. Alright, we're back in the water. Let's move across this little pond and see what we find next. Alright, portage number 3. I think this is the longest one of the entire trip. I got it figured right. About 1.5 miles altogether. I took the food barrel, and fishing poles and paddle and everything over. Heading back for the backpack in the canoe. This one's going to be a tough carry with that canoe. We'll see how it goes. like jungle here. Ain't gonna lie, that was a hard mile and a half. I'm hooped. It is 3 o'clock. I haven't eaten anything since 7 this morning, so I'm gonna have a little snack and keep paddling. I found these at Walmart. Walking tamales. I guess all you gotta do is rip them open and eat them. We're gonna see. So quick lunch and back on the water. This not having a yoke is gonna be a pain. I tried it that time with those cushions on the seat, but it's not at the fulcrum point of the canoe, so it's front heavy. It's front heavy with the paddles, so the front of the canoe wants to tip down, which means I have to lift it up with my arms. It's wearing my arms out. I gotta figure out some way to carry this balanced and get it up off of my head and shoulders a little bit. But that was the longest one of the week, so they'll all be shorter than that at least. Maybe not easier, but shorter. Little lunch. It's getting awful windy out here. I don't want to be able to stay out. It's starting to white cap a little bit. Right in my face. We're going to stop and drink and figure out what to do. I'm not sure. We shall see. Well, I think this is going to be it for the day. Blowing like a hurricane straight in my face. I promised my wife before I left, since I'm not a great swimmer and I am not an expert paddler, that I wouldn't do anything risky. And I don't want to head out across there in whitecap water. But I know as soon as I decide to stop, it's going to calm down. It's not that bad right now. And then in 5 minutes, it'll be blowing like a hurricane again. I might just sit here a minute and see. It is getting late, and the wind is not dying down a lot. I don't want to paddle across that in the wind, so I think I'm going to stop here. Let me show you my island home. So I'm an island in the middle of the lake. It's got this awesome fire pit area here, but I don't think I'm going to set up here. It's too exposed and way too windy to have a fire here. Way too dry. I'll burn the whole forest down. There comes the wind. So, let me take you on a tour and show you the other side of the island. A little walk through the woods. There's my canoe where I took out, all tied off. Just a little walk through spots here on the other side of the island. This is an exciting video, right? Right through here. There's a nice spot for a tent here, nice and flat. I can set my tent up there. Still windy, but a whole lot more sheltered. And then another spot here. It's nice and sheltered. I'm still not going to have a fire if it doesn't lay down, other than just a little one to cook on. Not bad though, right? Whole island to myself in the middle of the wilderness. I'll take it. I'm gonna get busy setting up camp. It started raining a little bit, so I threw up a tarp real quick. Give me a place to stay dry if it starts raining again. I can cook under there tonight. But just like I predicted, I think whatever that was blew through. Kind of dying down a little wind-wise. First one of the fish. Sweet. It's a walleye. We're having walleye for dinner. Nice. About 5 minutes. Woohoo! He's gonna fry up good. Sweet. I tried a spoon and about the third cast after I switched to a minnow bait, picked him up. Oh, that's awesome. Good evening. There we go. That doesn't feel quite as big. I don't know, maybe. Another walleye. He's good pan size too. Oh, that's going to be a nice piece of meat right there. That was a nice walleye. Alright, I'm finished cleaning these guys up. We'll cook them up. Hey, supper tonight is going to be walleye and rice. And I've been so busy, it dawned on me, I haven't even told you where I'm at or what I'm doing or anything. So, I turned 50 this year. And I've tried to do at least one kind of epic solo trip or another every year since I turned 40. And 50 needed to be something big, and I have forever wanted to do a canoe trip in Canada. So I'm at Woodland, Caribou Provincial Park in far northern Ontario. I went through today the most northern stoplight in the province, and then we drove 2 more hours They're the only drive-in access to the park. It's mostly fly-in, but fly-in turned out to be cost prohibitive. So anyway, I'm here for 8 days. Woodland Caribou's 2.2 million acres and gets less than 800 visitors a year. So solitude's what I'm looking for, and that's probably what I'll get here. So 7 nights, 8 days. Hopefully we'll catch a lot of fish. We're gonna do about 100 kilometers. Paddling if the plan works out. Of course, I'm already behind because the plan didn't work out for today. The plan never works out, and forecast says iffy weather, but we'll see how it goes. For now, I'm gonna cook up this rice, and then I'm gonna fry up the fish. Do a little onion with our fish. I'd say those are just about done. Let's eat some fish. Check this out. That is way too much food. Let's see how this fish is. I've been thinking about this for a long time. That's as good as the anticipation. Man, that's good. I hope I eat so much this week I get sick of it. Wind has died down some, but it's still pretty strong out on the lake. I wouldn't want to be paddling right now. But on the downwind side of the island where I was fishing, it's not bad. I have a lot of energy, I might go fish some more, but I don't know if I have a lot of energy. I think this is all the fire I'll have tonight. It's warm. I get plenty of ambiance just from that. And I don't have to worry about burning the woods down. So I'm going to enjoy the fire and enjoy the fish. So good. Just can't believe I'm here. Good morning. On what appears to be a much calmer morning so far. At least on this downward side of the island. Doesn't look too bad on the other either, so hopefully we can make up some time today. Oh yeah. This is much more doable. Let's see if we can make some miles today. First portage of the day. This one's even got a sign on it. Headed straight into a headwind still all day so far, but the wind's starting to pick up. What are you gonna do? I guess we'll just go slower. I was hoping it might wait till a little later in the day before it started picking up. Portage number next. What is this, 3, 4? Lake of the whole trip. This one's going to be several miles across. So a long paddle. Hopefully the wind will be kind. It's been in my face all day. I think I might have a crosswind after I turn the corner up here. We shall see. All right, open water. Let's head out and keep paddling. This is starting to get a little dicey. This gets much bigger. I'm going to have to get off here. It's not horrible till it gusts. I am glad to be off of that lake. Holy cow. It's been several hours since I filmed anything, and it was all paddling straight into the wind. It would get scary for a few minutes and then die down enough to be tolerable, but all into a pretty stiff wind where you can't even, you stop paddling and you're going backwards instantly. But that's the biggest lake of the trip, so I'm happy to be off of it. Now I just have to figure out where the portage is. Pretty creek. There's a cairn here, so I'm assuming it's someplace, I think, up the hill here. This is also the first time I've come into the burn area that burned in 2022. So we'll see what kind of condition this is in. All right, it took a little hunting and pecking, but I think we found the next portage. I think that's a blaze on the tree up there. Looks like something's been here, been through here before. So I think we found it. We'll get our gear and start hauling it over. Back down here to the beach. I took the canoe first on the last one and got the hard one out of the way, but I think this one I'm going to need to take the gear. All right, here we go. Portage number, I think this is 4. All right, looks like it opens up here. Hopefully we can get the canoe through there. I made it over with everything, but it is thundering all around me. Can you hear that? I don't think I can set out across the next one, and it is blowing like crazy. I'm hoping this is going to blow through and skirt me. I think I'm going to hunker down for a few minutes and hopefully this blows over. Bad news is there's absolutely no shelter at all here. Everything's burned. I think I am going to hunker down right here. If it does cut loose, I think it's blowing away from me, but if it does cut loose, I can tie off a tarp to this tree here, string it back here, and at least stay out of the storm. So we'll see. I've had a Pop-Tart for breakfast, haven't stopped for lunch, ate some beef jerky. So while I'm waiting for this to blow over, I'm gonna go ahead and have a bite to eat. storm blew over. We're back at it. It is so nice to be off of that big lake. Holy moly. It's still windy, but it's not near as bad on this little one that I'm on now. So I've got a little lake to go through here. I don't think it's even named. More of a pond. And then another portage. Another little lake. On to the next major lake, I think. It's about 4 o'clock. I keep feeling good. We might just keep going. There's no great places to stop. I'm in the middle of this burn area. We'll just see what happens the next couple hours. Fun. Another one down. Go back and get the other stuff. This was one of the shortest portages. Like 75 meters, but maybe one of the hardest so far with the burn. Coming down this vertical here was not easy. Everything's so chewed up. Somebody has been through and cleared the deadfall. At least made it passable, which I appreciate. It was a tough carry. All right. That little narrow inlet down there, scoot to the other side. That's where I was going to camp. But there is no paddling in this. I came around that corner and tried. And if I got broadside, it would hit me for sure. So I barely got over here to this rock. And we'll wait a bit and see if it dies down. If not, I'll show you plan B. If anything, it's blowing harder. I am so glad I didn't start out across that. Definite whitecaps now. Sun's trying to peek through. So I'm hopeful this is the tail end. Maybe it'll calm down. But I'm pulled up by this old outpost lodge. Doesn't look like it's been used this year, at least, but not that old. Anyway, I'm gonna hunker down on the back side of it to get out of the wind. If worst comes to worst, I'm camping in the backyard here tonight. Oh, it's blowing harder and harder. So close. That was so close. Making it. Doggone it. Alright. It's not calm, but it's a whole lot calmer. I've been sitting here about an hour. It's been calm maybe the last 20 minutes. I think it's safe to set out. I'm heading right straight over there, but it's about 1.3 miles. So I'm gonna go around the shoreline this way, which will add a lot of distance. But if it kicks up again, I'll be close to shore and have to crawl in all the burned out woods somewhere and find a spot to lay down and sleep. Doesn't look like there's a lot of flat, but if I get on it, I might be able to make camp. Let's give it a try. Well, it's not the prettiest campsite ever, but it'll do. The views sure aren't bad. Threw a fire together real quick. Threw up the tent on the only flattish spot I could find. The rest of the site is pretty ravaged by fire. We just won't look that way. We'll look out this way. Look how still it is. Why couldn't it be that way all day? It's perfect right now. So nice. All right, I gotta get cleaned up and then make something to eat. Oh, I don't even know how to describe today. It's not what I expected. It was a lot of work today. The wind just didn't cooperate all day long. It was just fighting it all day, just fighting it. I left camp this morning at just before 7:30. I got here just after 8:30, I think. Spent about an hour, maybe a little longer, waiting for the wind to die down before crossing over here. And just the wind right in my face all day. A lot of work. When I pictured it in my head, I thought I would be trolling all day today and paddling idly while I caught fish. And I never even got a line in the water today. You just couldn't. If you stopped long enough to cast, you would have been halfway across the lake, blown back. You stopped paddling. So fishing wasn't in the cards today. But it was a good day. I think looking back, it'll be maybe the day I remember as the most adventure. I think, according to my app that I have tracking me, I did 29 kilometers today, which would be what, 16, 17 miles. So that's a good day in anybody's book. That is a good day. I would like to have gotten a little bit farther than I did, but hopefully I'll still have a shorter day tomorrow and be able to get to where I'd hoped to be tonight, early. So stopping early yesterday set me back, and then the wind set me back, but I don't know, 16, 17 miles, what, 8 portages? That's a lot of in and out of the boat. I feel like I'm getting the hang of it. It was I don't know, just a good hard work day. I had a ball, even if it wasn't what I expected. But I'm too tired to fool with cooking much of anything tonight, so tonight will be chana masala. It was the first thing I grabbed on top of the food barrel. I'm gonna eat that, go to bed. Got clean clothes on, that feels a lot better. But I am pooped. But it turned out to be a beautiful still evening.